make my money stretch. And I've always been that way since college. Not so much in college. I say after I graduated, that's when I really started paying attention to my coins, to my dollars, to what I was spending it on. So this episode is going to help someone. It helped me. It's helping me. So it's going to help someone. So let's go ahead and get started. B, how are you feeling? How are you doing? What's going on?
Like you earlier, I was trying to hold the lids open. I was like this. I was like, oh my goodness. However, something happened and it shook me up and kind of woke me up. So I've been up ever since.
That's what I was but I was like, girl, I was literally dragging my feet to come on here because I took a nap and the nap almost took me. But go ahead.
Yeah, like it's been a draining season, and then this, although this isn't a part of our topic, I feel like it's still on topic, on point, right? Because we have this big mega moon happening tomorrow night. Oh my goodness.
That's on topic. Talk about it. That's on topic.
It's like the best way to do, if you have ever had a cleanse, like a physical a facial scrub. That's how I want to put it. If you've had one of those facial scrubs, facial masks, and then you wash it off and you're like, oh wow, my skin is glowing, it's popping, it's doing what it needs to do. My skin is skinning in these streets. And then like 2 days later, you like, oh my God, where these pimples and zits come from? It's like it's pulling. I said, oh my goodness, like really? Must we take this route? I was like, okay. But some positive things has been happening. So I mean, it's like, okay, if I had to pop that pimple in the middle of my forehead, then baby, let's do it. And then put some toothpaste on it and let it do what it do.
And okay. Toothpaste always does the trick, okay? Toothpaste came before the pimple patches, might I add. Toothpaste was always there.
Listen, Chris, what was it? Crest and Colgate was before Noxzema and all them and her sisters.
That's right.
Crest and Colgate.
Crest and Colgate came before Proactive. It came before, what was the other one? Zap or whatever you want to call it. X Factor, I don't know these new names they came out with, but it was always Crest and Colgate because that's what has dried out pimples since the beginning of time, since the 1850s. Okay?
Listen.
Take it back. Take it all the way back. And wait, before you go any further, please show the gear. Please show the card of compensation. Gear, baby. Wait.
Y'all didn't know I was on America's Next Top Model. Find the light.
And where can they pick that up, Bestie? Where can they pick the gear up at?
They can find it at the healing room table, the healer's table. Online, if you go to my Instagram page, you will find it and you can find some gear. Black is not the only color we have. I try to create some different colors for different attitudes and seasons and things. So I have something for winter, spring, fall, and summer, mixtures. And we even have t-shirts for the kids. We have t-shirts for the kids too. So you and your children can rock out with us. Cards and conversations.
Make it a family thing. And we want you guys to know that after we post this video, we'll also have a link attached to it. My mom just sent me something. We'll have a link attached to it so you guys will be able to just click right on it and get right to it. I probably put it in my story because that's easier.
Yeah.
Put it in my story. I can just clickbait.
Okay.
So, yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. If it's your first time,
how you doing?
Wendy Williams. If not, welcome back. I'm actually Anya, an intuitive alchemist and energy reader, and I'm just here to help y'all heal. And we're healing with humor because laughter is always the best medicine. Try saying that in one breath. Talk to these people, B.
Okay. I am B. I am Magoon. I am an instrument for spirit to use as spirit pleases. So you're going to see me operate in a multitude of gifts. But like Ashley said, we are here to help you heal. That is whether we're going to hold your hands, pop those hands, make you laugh, make you dance, make you question everything about your existence. Hey, we're here to help you do that too, right? Um, Speaking of that, something that if you did not know, Bestie do very well astrological readings. So get you a reading. They're on point. They will let you know what you need to know in season. Okay. So definitely check her out. Check her out.
Thank you. And at a time like this, it is very essential that you lean into your gifts, that you lean into your strengths and not your weaknesses. So it is essential for you guys to have a birth chart reading done. It's not just for the trying times. It's so you guys know what you're strong at, what your strengths are, so that you can bank off of those things. And a lot of people don't know, what am I strong at? Well, I know I can lift a weight. I know I can go to the gym and I can bench press 50. No, what are you mentally strong at? That's what we're talking
Right.
about. Those are the things that matter in trying times as this. So this
Mm-hmm.
kind of segues into our episode. And we just want to tell you guys that we're here. We're here for you guys, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You are not alone. And this is why it's so important for you guys to be conscientious during these times and treat people with respect, because you don't know what someone's going through. You don't know someone's situation. I didn't know about the family members I had that worked for the feds. I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what these individuals are going to do. I'm going to do my best to help them out to the capacity that I can. But you just never know who it affects until someone is vocal about their situation. So I just really wanted to bring this topic to the table, to the red table. And I wanted you guys to what you guys think fits, and if not, then just leave it, because it may work for someone else. So take what fits, leave what doesn't, I guess I would say. All right, so the world is shifting energetically, guys. The world is shifting energetically and physically. You can feel the physical pull of the world separating. And it's
Mm-hmm.
either those that know what's going on, those that are awake, or those that are still asleep, just wishing for things to go back to normal. This has become our normal now. This has become our normal. So we're all feeling the weight of the collective consciousness. We're all feeling it. The uncertainty, the financial tension, the emotional fatigue. Everyone is feeling it. The spiritual disconnection. A lot of people are starting to question their spirituality, thinking that maybe their spirituality is not as strong as they thought it was. A lot of people are thinking about, going back to the books, or, how they were taught growing up. A lot of people are abandoning spirituality at this time because they don't know which way to go. So this is why we felt it was necessary for us to bring this topic to you guys.
Exactly.
And help you guys to start acting with consciousness, mindfulness, being aware, showing compassion. And it's not just about being respectful. Like I said earlier, it's about remembering that every action, word, and vibration carries a ripple into the collective frequency. So every time you're scared, you're uncertain, you're not sure of yourself, that has a ripple effect that goes into the collective consciousness, and someone else is going to feel that. So make sure that you are not acting out of fear. It's okay to be uncertain. It's okay to not know how things are going to play out, but don't stay in the fearful energy. And my mother has a motto that I've always lived by. It's okay to feel the feelings, just don't stay in those feelings.
Exactly.
So if you're sad, okay, be sad, go through the motions, but don't stay sad. Okay, don't stay uncertain, don't stay scared. Feel the feelings and let that ripple throughout your consciousness so that it doesn't go in the collective consciousness, if that makes sense to you guys. This is a time for you guys to extend grace to others and yourself. This is the time for you guys to extend grace to others as well as yourself. You cannot fix everything. Rome wasn't built in a day. And I know a lot of us have that, what is
Savior
that?
complex.
Savior complex. Thank you. Where we want to just help everyone, figure every problem out, and you can't do it alone because you didn't create it. You didn't create the problem, so you can't fix it all by yourself. It takes the world being conscious. Everyone has to be accountable and held accountable for their actions in order for anything to change. You want to change the world, you got to change yourself. So the minute we all take accountability for what we did or didn't do, that's when the world is going to start to see a major shift. So being conscientious means, yes, my love.
I was going to say, and if you have not checked them out, that's exactly what I did the snake skin shedding readings, I guess 2 weeks ago at this point. Please go check those videos out, because unlike the rest of them, typically the snake skin shedding readings are for a specific time period. What do you need to get rid of? What is spirit telling you to focus on before the new year? And this was done towards the end of October, so spirit was telling everyone, and I did it by sign, what to look for. Please look at your top three. If the sun sign don't resonate, look at the moon and your rising. I did every sign. They were amazing. There was a few that left me speechless, because for some people you have already done the work, but you're like, have I really done the work? And spirit is like, yes. So it's important for us to know. So basically it was sort of like the spiritual progress report, but on a higher level, right? Because there's some things that we need to focus on before the new year, and we're basically a month away before we're in our new year. So please go check those out.
And I like what you said, like you have to understand, overstand, and understand that you have to trust yourself in order for any change to ripple into the collective consciousness. Trust yourself. When you're uncertain, you make uncertain decisions.
Exactly.
So make sure that you're trusting yourself, because like I always say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, take it one step at a time. And this is what the world is doing now. This is why we have to lean on our neighbor and lean not on our own understanding. Everything happens for a reason. And this all has to crumble in order for something solid to be built. The government is not solid. The collective consciousness right now is all over the place. But if we stand together we stand, divided we will fall. Let's all stand together, and each one teach one, reach one, right? Being conscientious means slowing down before we speak, practicing empathy when we disagree. Okay, it's okay to have a difference of opinion. It's okay to not agree about political parties, to have different religious tactics. It's okay. But the importance of being earnest means that you are respectful to someone despite the differences. Because there's going to be differences in everything, in age group, in your sex, in how you were raised. Everyone was raised different. It's going to be differences. Just learning how to respect people and meeting them where they are is crucial. It's vital. Exactly. It's important. It's paramount. Meet people where they, especially in these times, meet people where they are, guys. Don't criticize. Everyone was raised different. All right. And grounding ourselves before we respond to things, especially chaos. You'll hear us mention grounding all the time. Despite it being cold outside, there are still ways that you guys can ground, because when you're grounded, you're on the same frequency as the universe, as the earth, Mother Gaia. So your responses will not be responding just to respond. You're responding with understanding, with empathy, with awareness. So ground yourself so that you're not just trying to respond just to prove a point, just to be right, just to have something to say. You're responding because you honestly want to understand the other person's perspective. That makes a hell of a difference. And this reminds me of like the temperance card, be grounded, be balanced. Learn how to hear
Right.
things from different perspectives. Now, before I go into the navigational resources for the collective, did you want to touch on anything, Bestie, with any cards or any
I
mentions of
ooh,
helpful tactics that our collective need to be practicing now? Because I have the resources for you guys. I'm going to save that for last. And
yeah,
these are for all the 50 states, even the Virgin Islands, guys, okay? So this is going to help everyone out. But I want Bestie to get everything that he wants to get out before we get into the resources to help you guys out
yeah.
during these trying times.
So I was instructed to do something. I also picked up my crystals because as I was preparing for the meeting, or switching over from student to teacher, um, I was instructed to pick up
Ooh.
my
Me
pink.
favorite.
Okay, this pink selenite. It's used for enhancing love, calling in that love, because we need love in this time period. It's already a love strife as it is, like before everything happened, and now we need a little extra love. And then of course
Yes.
I've got my clear quartz here to kind of boost it up. So I was given an instruction, and as you were talking, so a few years ago when I was working, I'll just say I was working at this institution. I started studying for school, and I had these note cards. Spirit asked me to look at what had been separated from the rest of the cards, and I had just kind of laid it on the table. And so I said, well, let me look at it. The word is dragoon, Dragoon, and it means to subjugate or persecute by harsh use of troops, to force into submission or compliance, especially by violent measures. And this is what we've been seeing over the last few months. It's harsh measures taking us and trying to force us into submission. So I will first and foremost say that do not go into submission. I've had this card on this table for weeks, and Spirit said to look at it for weeks. And here we are talking about yes, solutions and help and loving and boosting and being there for community. I don't take this lightly, especially even with being instructed to get these two crystals. Like, do not submit yourselves to what I'm hearing is anger and boastfulness, meaning don't be too proud. If you are the halves of the world, don't boast about what you have. Your situation could change. If you are part of the have-nots, don't be too prideful to receive help once it's offered. Because some of you will say, "Oh God, I really need help. I really want help." And Spirit will send help, and then you will slap their hand away. Spirit is saying this is not the time to be that prideful and boastful, because a lot of things is happening quickly. I'll give you an example. The current job that I've had, I've only been not even a full 6 months. Their rules is you have to be on the job for 6 months before you get a promotion. I got my job promotion before 6 months. As of yesterday, I just found out today it was approved. That's how quickly things are starting to move. because spirit knows that there are some things that need to be put into place so that you can move forward.
That's right.
Spirit is already looking into the future. You're looking and in living in your right now. So do not take anything for granted.
That's right.
Don't take any person for granted, because you don't know where your blessing is going to come from, and you don't know where
Woo.
your downfall will come from.
Preach.
Okay. Um, and so I'm going to save the literature for something else. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
We can save that for later. But what I did think, and one there's another follower that I don't know if she's been on in a while, but another friend of ours, and I finally caught up, Kira.
Kira.
Yes, we had a conversation yesterday, and I was led to use this deck. Now I have not shown y'all this deck. This is one of my newer decks. So this is literally the first time I'm using this deck for a live reading. But I'm for not forced. I'm inclined to use this deck because of how it is fashion informed. Because it asks you have to pull multiple cards to see the full picture. And for the collective, we need a full picture. Even
Yeah.
though my ancestors told me to scribe with a candle at the same time.
Okay.
So I introduced to you the Anubis Oracle deck. Anubis. And now, if you know anything about Anubis, Anubis um, is the Egyptian god of, well, some people like to say he's the Egyptian god of the underworld, but he's the Egyptian god of the the in between, the living and the dead space, the spiritual and the earthly space. And so the first card we have, the base card, I would say, is number 13, and it's Osiris. So I'm going to read that to you. As I pull, I'm going to read. I'm hearing it's 3 cards, and they're short reads. Regeneration, transmutation, or beauty. Osiris is the enlightened ruler and husband of Isis, who was murdered by his brother Set. Through the love and magical practice of Isis, he was revived sufficiently to transmit to her the seed of Horus. He had previously fathered Anubis with Isis' sister, Nephthys. In Egyptian mystery teachings, all beings strive to awaken as Osiris. The purpose of scriptures such as the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which is actually the book of coming forth by day, is to guide souls through the transition of death, as well as the transition of the shamanic rites of passage through death and the underworld. Although Osiris has long been associated with death and called the Lord of the Underworld, now this is new to me because I've always heard it was um, Anubis. But anyway, Lord of the Underworld, it is more appropriate to acknowledge him here as the archetype regenerative principle that transmutes outworn, deteriorating form into its renewed, shining manifestation of beauty. Osiris can be found in the primordial watery deep and in the river itself. He invites us to let go and rest upon his earthy green chest as he wraps his supportive arms around our bodies and turns us into that which we're in the process of becoming. If you've chosen this card, you have been asked to enter deeply into the process of transmutation and regeneration. You are being given the opportunity to experience death of the old consciously and to embrace the beauty that is possible for each of us to experience as we are reborn into the next level of our potential. Things are changing in your world, and it can be an exciting time. Regardless of what is happening around you, take time to be quiet and listen for the whispers from Osiris that come from the deepest recess of your being. He will speak to you of possibilities, potential, and beauty. Feel the stirrings of regeneration within you when you commune with him. And if I am not mistaken, Ashley just spoke on this. Ashley just told us that something happening. There is a reshaping of the world that we know, and it must die. We must be here for each other because what we have known to be so for so many years is dying. There's new concepts. People are starting to see the truth. It's the awakening period. We what is it? The now you say it best. The dawn of Aquarius, right? The what is it?
Age of
The age of Aquarius, right? Here we are. Because I think sometimes people get so lost into what people are saying that they forget the basics of what these things hold. If someone says that something is dying, that means you're going to experience loss. You're going to be confused. How many times have we gone to a funeral and said, now I don't, and we've heard people say, I don't question God, but I'm lost with this death. Of all the people in the world, you took this person. Like we have those thoughts, we have those feelings because we can't conceptualize what has happened to the person that we thought would live for a long time, even if we know that they're not going to live forever. Right? And so there is this shaking and awakening in the earth. Now, the other two cards that will come out of this deck is going to support this. How I know is because this is how this deck is set.
Let me know if y'all can still hear me because I have my fans in the background and I hear it as well.
Okay.
Now it's loud.
Okay. Oh, Spirit wants me to read the next card first. Okay. My apologies. The next card is Sacred Relationship. That we just talked about. Now, we have already talked about partnering with each other. And the next card that came out is Sacred Relationship. This one is, I'm going to show them closely on both screens. Kunum, Sebek, Oris, Sekhmet, and the Sphinx. The master craftsman Kunum fashions the new human on his potter's wheel. Oris and Sobek hold the tension of opposites and come into reconciliation and acceptance of each other's gifts. They say that because the story goes that they actually fight each other. Just to clear that up. Segment offers her fiery, fierce compassion to transform the polarized heart so that forgiveness and sacred purpose can emerge. The Sphinx, as the earth altar, conveys cosmic wisdom into the awakening heart. In your interaction with this composite, consider what you are constructing in your life, in your relationships, and other situations. Look at the possible reconciliations that transform polarities and conflict, and how you can reflect the actions of these allies as you find deeper understanding, compassion, and or forgiveness within yourself. What are these relationships that we've held on to that we realized no longer served us, but we stayed anyway?
Mm-hmm.
What are some relationships that you know it's time to repair the relationship? Because remember, if we're here to help each other and all you know is your enemy, then what say you? Are you going to continue to be enemies, or are you going to make it right and become allies truly? Now, this isn't for everybody, but this is for people who know they have been teetering and tottering with, maybe I should get it right with this person. Maybe I should go talk to this person and make things right, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that person may have what you need and you may have what that person need. And when you really look at the situation, you realize that it was something so small and minute that your pride, there's that pride again, made it so much bigger than what it truly was. And it's caused a rift. Now is the time for repair. Segment is forgiveness. If you know the story of Segment, Segment is the ferocious side of Bastet. The story goes, she got drunk and she saw red and she came for blood and she caused
Literally.
blood. Okay. So for Segment to say, oh no, it's time to forgive. If you've seen X-Men where Jean Grey turned to the Phoenix, it's like the Phoenix saying, oh my gosh, what have I done? Please forgive me, and I'm going to forgive you for the anger that I've held. So, okay, it is the shifting, because when you really think about it, we're all one on this earth. So whether or not you feel like you're too far removed from the incident or the situation, baby, it causes a ripple effect in the spiritual realm.
Yes.
Why else do you think that when human beings don't take care of the earth, we all feel it?
Mm-hmm.
We all feel it, because it's not oh well, they messed up the earth, so they're gonna get the punishment. No, the earth is like, baby, you didn't stop them, you didn't do your
Yep.
part, and because they are destroying the ozone layer and the atmosphere, you're all going to feel my wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Last card. I'm hearing I'm hearing Usher's song right now. Situations will arise in our lives, but you gotta be smart about it. And excuse me, y'all, my voice is a little cracky, but I'm hearing it. You don't have to call. It's okay though, 'cause I'm gonna be alright tonight. I don't know, that was for somebody. Somebody, you're gonna be alright tonight. Now, this last one is one of my favorites, because when you look at the normal zodiac and the zodiac of the, or I should say the zodiac that we grew up with compared to the Egyptian zodiac, this card is a Cancer card. And is Capera, cycles of change, planetary guardian, spiral dancer. And it's probably Kafera, so I'm going to say it like that. Kafera is known as the becoming one, the ancient scarab beetle who pushes the solar orb above the horizon at dawn. The scarab represents the gentle rays of the morning sun and is closely associated with creation and resurrection. Kafera is a loyal guardian and protector of planet Earth and all her creatures. In tune with the cycles of life and the cosmos, Kafera ceaselessly works to bring forth the necessary changes that allow creation to keep moving forward. As a spiral dancer who filters and transmutes the powerful stellar and cosmic forces that radiate unto our planet and to all of Earth's creatures, Kafera mitigates these energies while holding the balance of time and the turning of the ages in his feet. If you are drawn to this card, it is time to increase your awareness of the more subtle energies that are influencing you. You are encoding the mystery teachings of the spiral dance and the nature of change, and Kafera is there to protect and support you during this quickening. It is through the intercession of Kafera that you are able to handle the energies that are moving toward you at any given moment, especially as you move off of the linear path into a deeper relationship with the natural cycles of creation. With the heightened awareness that Kafera offers, you can become a co creator of your universe. You are awakening to how transformation happens and being prepared for the next level of higher consciousness. If your situation requires protection, feel the energies of Kafera surround and enfold you, especially when you find yourself in a physically or emotionally toxic environment. Because Kafera is so closely aligned with the transits and alignments of the planets and stars, this might be a good time to consult a seasoned astrologer to investigate and explore your current connection to your personal astrological chart. Baby, when I'm telling you this reading is connecting all the conversations that we just had. Did I not just tell y'all that Bestie does astrological chart readings? Did I not just discuss how we have to take care of the earth because we are one? And all of these cards are saying it's time for us to get out of that selfishness stage, becoming one, becoming aligned with the earth. And if you're not understanding, get your astrological chart reading so that you may understand what is happening in your time period right now. I'm telling you, like, there was one part I have to go back to. Because all of them talked about transmutation and changing and embracing change. So the way to move forward during this time period is together. There's a lot of us that has been traveling along the road by ourselves, and spirit is like, it's time for that to change. It's time for you to understand that you're not the only one that's traveling on this same road. Yes, we each have our own destinies, but it doesn't mean that at some point in time our destinies cross. Yep. Exactly. Yep. I'm currently watching The Witcher, right? Now, I had watched one of the seasons before, and now I've watched it again. But what I find interesting is that in this show, it shows you how everybody has their own potential destiny. And that's why I love watching it, because it talks about destiny and purpose. And the show talks about how as you're walking in your destiny, our paths cross, and then eventually we break off to our own. They cross again, we branch off to our own. We come back together, we do a mission together, we grow back on our own. That is shaping us to understand that no matter how we leave a relationship, at some point in life, our paths are going to cross again, and it is up to you to determine if you are going to remain in the same energetic space, or have you grown and can now have those hard conversations that you refused to have back in the day. It is time, it's the breaking of your ego so that there can be a mending of love, peace, happiness. And I'm also hearing prosperity, because some of you know that there's a person that you refuse, like with your uttermost being. You like, oh my gosh, when we were together and we was having fun, we was making this money. But whatever that thing was that broke y'all up, y'all just like, that's some good money, but all money ain't good money, honey. But that was the pot, because you haven't found that pot with nobody else. You have not, and you can take this for any situation. You have not found another love just like that. Y'all, you have tried to make music with so many other people, but it's that one musician. It's like y'all sharpen each other. That, and I think we talked about that a few weeks ago, if not last week, about how iron sharpens iron.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You both have. I was about to say one thing, but that been taken out of context. You both have sharp tongues for a reason. You're both sharpshooters. You're both lovey-dovey for a reason. You're both stubborn for a reason, because y'all push each other.
Yeah.
And this goes with anything. Some of you had to walk away so that your paths can cross back again. I'm even talking to myself, because there's a few people that's coming back and I've been like, what's happening? But you know what? Okay, let's see what happens. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not walking towards, because in essence, that would be me trying to force something to happen. No, I want it to happen naturally. Just like how I met this person, I want it to happen naturally, right? So, yeah, this is rebirthing time. Grounding. It even talked about grounding on that card, that first card.
Wow.
It talked
We just
about
mentioned that.
it
We just
talked
mentioned
about
grounding.
right, exactly. It talked about grounding. And after you are grounded and getting settled, then you make connections. And again, why are we making connections? Because we have an assignment to do, to move and shift the planets. We have an assignment to do to heal the earth. Buildings, cars, things, it's made from materials of the earth. But when you look at the true essence of the earth is the earth. And we are part of the earth. We are spirits that collected pieces of the earth and made this fleshy skin, and we put it on. And then we inserted ourselves into each other to be birthed. Right? That's the reading.
Right. Oh my God. I don't even know how to top that. Like how to even touch on that. Like those cards, literally, I felt like were speaking not only to me but to the collective consciousness, because it was so directly connected to what's going on now and what's happening now. And that's why I love what you said about getting out of your ego. You cannot be in your ego at a time like this. Like, you cannot be in your ego. Like, let things flow. Let stuff go and let things flow. And we do see your question, Pri. We are going to get to it. So thank you for asking it. Ask Me will be next, my love. And we will get to your question because you were first in asking a question. And also, SIAKI, my fool, we did see that you were trying to enter our live. Do me a favor, my love. Just shoot me a DM or shoot me a DM, and we will get you on the next live. Just shoot us a DM first, because we don't typically bring people on just raw dogging it, cherry popping it, okay? We need to first properly vet you. So shoot us a DM, and we'll get you on next week. All right, so let's get to these navigational resources for the collective, and then we'll get to the Ask Me, and your question will be first, the first and the only, right? Because I know it's getting late. So we'll get to your question first, Pri. So guys, go ahead and grab a pen and a paper, because you're gonna wanna write these resources down. You're gonna want to rewind, press pause, and then press play again after I read off these resources, okay? So the first resource I have is for emotional and spiritual grounding, okay? There is a app, a free app. It's called Insight Timer, where you can get to thousands of free meditations, sound baths, and talks from spiritual teachers worldwide. And again, this is needed at a time like this. You need to uplift the frequency within yourself in order to uplift the frequency within the collective, to raise the consciousness. So that is a free app, Insight Timer. Of course, you guys can go on YouTube and search for all of the inspirational consciousness expansion and self-regulation guidance. All you gotta do is go to YouTube, type in meditation, 1,000 different channels pop up. So YouTube is always a good tool to use. Mindfulness exercises, that's also a website you guys can visit, mindfulnessexercises.com. They have free courses and PDF guides where you guys can access how to be mindful, how to learn how to breathe properly. I know we spoke a couple of episodes ago about how important your breathing is. I didn't even know that until I read it off my notes. Breathing is so essential. Learning how to breathe, how to take breaths before you speak your sentences, all right? Now, this is the global awareness and resources that you guys can access for those of you guys that need immediate help. These are the resources you guys can access right now. 211. If you guys need transportation, if you guys need access to what food is available within your state, city, town, 211, okay? And you guys are going to call 211, and they're going to give you a list of what's available within your area. Now, also, if you guys are trying to get to a food bank and you don't have a ride there, because a lot of the food banks in rural areas are not accessible for people that don't drive or don't have a bus or a train that can drop them off there. So if you guys are needing a ride, or even if you have a job interview, you don't have a ride, or if you need to get to an appointment, a medical appointment, 211 is going to be your best friend at this moment. And you're going to call and ask for the United Way Ride, United Program, the United Way Ride, United Program. Okay, this is a free ride program available. Free ride program available, okay? It's powered by United Way, and we all know that United Way is nationwide, like the insurance. So this was created to support individuals, families facing barriers to essential transportation. Like I said, if you need help getting to a food bank, if you need help getting from point A to point B, the grocery store, medical appointments, work. If you are working and you cannot get to work, United Way, okay? People who can benefit from this, parents and caregivers, who don't have reliable transportation to get their children to school, daycare, or medical appointments. Individuals with disabilities or chronic health issues who need consistent rides to the doctor, pharmacy, or therapy sessions. Job seekers or workers who lost transportation or just need help getting to interviews, training programs, or new employment opportunities. Elders or vulnerable adults who need a safe, affordable ride for groceries, prescriptions, or essential errands. Single parents or survivors of domestic or economic hardship. People who are rebuilding their lives and need accessible ways to move safely. Sometimes the train is not the safest way, especially in bigger cities. Sometimes the train is not the safest way, period, because anybody can ride the train. So these are for people that want to travel safely, or anyone in a crisis. Like I said earlier, we're in a state of emergency. So anyone that feels like they are in a crisis can benefit from this service, okay? Especially if you guys need to connect to food, housing, or community services that require travel, all right? These food banks, I'm telling you guys, when I was trying to help out another one of my family members who is not in the state, her nearest food bank was literally like 6 miles away, and she had no way of getting there. No way of getting there. So I offered her this service, and she was able to get a ride to the food bank. So please make sure you guys are writing that down. United Way Ride United Program. And I don't believe you have to show any verification. I just think you have to just let them know why you're requesting the ride, and you can get it, okay? But call just to make sure. 211, and anyone in the U.S. can be connected to their local United Way chapter. Okay, so that is the first resource for getting you guys connected to reliable transportation. Now, if you guys are looking for food that is available in every state, this is something that I just realized was available. Community fridges in the U.S. and in Canada. These are free 24/7 accessible fridges that are stocked, I believe, weekly, but it may vary depending on the state. They stock the fridges, and it's, each one, teach one, grab one. If you need it for a family of 4, you grab 4 items. If it's just you grab 1 item. But they are stocked weekly, I believe, and you don't need to pay. You just go in the fridge. A lot of the fridges are see-through, where you can see exactly what they have in them. I know here in New York, they're see-through, but I don't know how that works around the world. But again, they're community fridges, and you can just Google community fridges in my area, and it'll show you exactly where your community fridge is located. And they are stocked weekly. You can also visit freeedge.org, and that will also tell you where the fridge is located and where you guys can get access to these groceries in the fridge. And it's frozen food and also just regular food as well. Sometimes they put canned goods in the fridge as well. It's pretty much everything. They put canned goods, they put frozen food. It's everything that you can think of that a grocery store would have inside the fridge. So that is a resource for you guys. Now, if you guys are used to ordering offline, but your money's kind of funny and you don't like paying those hefty prices to have something delivered, GoPuff, GOPUFF, is currently offering $25 in food credit for new users. So if you've never used GoPuff before, you have a $25 credit to use. I don't know if it's a minimum that you have to spend to get that. I don't think you do have to spend a minimum, but if you're a new user and you've never used GoPuff before, you currently have a credit for $25 that you can use on GoPuff, all right? DoorDash. DoorDash is offering free or discounted deliveries in select areas, okay, during this trying time. So check your local DoorDash or Google DoorDash in your area to see if they are offering the same services, because I know it varies based on the state. But we're in a state of emergency, so I would think that DoorDash would have it available to everyone that's in the 50 states, including the U.S. or Virgin Islands, rather, in Canada. But check just to make sure, okay? Now, another app, Too Good To Go Global. Okay, this is an app that lets you rescue unsold food from restaurants and stores, 80% off. And I have seen this. I have seen the signs walking down the street for the restaurants, because at the end of the day, they can't save all this food because they have expiration date on certain pastries, on certain meals, steak, lobster. They have to get rid of that stuff. They can't save it for sanitary reasons, or for, whatever the case may be. So the Too Good To Go app lets you purchase this food 80% off from these restaurants. Good to go, Too Good To Go app, and this is global. This is nationwide, okay? And last but certainly not least, World Food Program, WFP, okay? This is where you guys can receive a meal or support to have someone be able to get a meal, if you want to support someone to be able to get a meal. This is the WFP program, where you can click on it and tell them you need a meal, or you want to donate a meal to someone else, okay? And also Lasagna Love, that just came to mind. Lasagna Love is also a great resource. This is a company that has been in business well over 20 years. And what it is it's a business that cooks lasagna for families that need a meal. So you have to go to lasagnalove.com, see if it's available in your area. It's only available in select cities. And you order the lasagna, and a patron or someone who is available to cook it will cook it. They'll reach out to you. They'll ask you for any dietary preferences, if you like string cheese, if you don't, if you need these noodles, if, whatever the case may be. And sometimes they'll throw in extra, like a salad or a drink. It just depends on who's cooking it, okay? So Lasagna Love, that is a great resource, and that is available hopefully in your state. You have to go to lasagnalove.com to see, because that's in select states, all right? So yeah, so that is all of the resources that I have. You guys also can get mental and emotional health support from betterhelp.com. They have online therapy. Many therapists provide financial aid on a first session discount. That's also a good resource. A lot of people stray away from therapy because, they feel like, what can the stranger teach me? How can the stranger help me? Let me tell you, an unbiased person that knows nothing about you is a great person to talk to, because then they can't look at your history and say, oh, well, I know you, so I know you do that. No, they are completely they have no dog in the fight. So they are the best person to talk to, because they have no dog in the fight and they're not taking sides. So betterhelp.com is a good resource for you guys to use. And last but certainly not least, 7 Cups. This is an anonymous emotional support hotline from trained listeners and mental health professionals. And they've listened to your issues. They hear you out. They let you know what you need to do, what you can do in order to get back on track. So I do hope these resources can help somebody out there. I have passed these along to many people. They have benefited from it. People outside of where I live at. So make sure you guys save these resources. Make sure you save this video. You share this video with someone who you think can benefit from it. And now I will pass the mic over to Bestie so that he can get to Ask Thee. Just so you guys know, we do the Ask Thee segment at the end of our show. And it's pretty much first come, first serve. And Pri already got to the finish line with her question. So so Pri already beat everyone to the punch. Yeah. So it's first come, first serve, and you ask your question. And as a courtesy, B will answer it for free. As a courtesy. Yeah. So that's why people be rushing to get to that question, because, outside of this podcast feed does chart.
Right.
So we will get Pre's question. Go ahead.
And before I get to the question, I did want to say to add, just to add to your list, that you so eloquently and lovely spoken, said, and put into the atmosphere for the people to know. Also, look into your uh, fraternal orders and organizations. We have organizations for everybody out there. Look them up. Look to your local college campuses and see which organizations are there. More than likely, they have a graduate chapter, meaning these are working people who have matriculated through college and are out there and still serving the communities. I spoke to my own fraternal brothers earlier. We're looking to sponsor a school here, and help them build their food pantry. So, it may be in the early process and stages, but seek out the information because it's a lot of people doing the work. And for those who don't understand fraternal orders, that's why they were created for situations that we're in right now. They were created to help mobilize resources that people couldn't normally have access or would not normally have access to. That is the sole purpose. That's why we each have our own points of interest, right? I know we have the colors and we do our dances and calls, and we have our certain paraphernalia that we wear, but ultimately we are here for the community, and this is across the board. So I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. We still waiting on you, Bestie, but to answer the question, Pre, um, so I have been looking at this candle and getting interesting. It's moving now. I don't even know if you can see it. Let me see if I can move this back. So, let me see. This is the candle right here. Oh, y'all get to see my behind the scenes space. Just black it out. Just black it out. Um, so whenever I was looking into the candle, the candle has split. At one moment, at one point, it's doing it now. It's split in three. And what I'm seeing is that also what I'm getting is that yes, to a certain extent, you are soulmates, but when you are soulmates, you can have multiple. It doesn't mean that you get in a relationship with them. It just means that you have a contract with each other. And the first thing that came to me was the fact that you at one point was this person's spiritual guide who fell in love with him. And so it's like once that happened, you kind of like made a contract that y'all would meet up in different life forms. No matter the outcome, you would all meet up. And this love is like it was more like one of those curious types of loves. So I don't want to make it think like, oh my gosh, the spirit guy fell in love with her assignment. And no, it's not like that. It was just like this intrigueness, like this curiosity, like, oh wow, like I want to be on the other side and experience life with this person. It was something like that. um and so it's happened three times so far. There is this, like you do have a genuine connection, right? um and you do have like this bond. I'm getting at one point y'all were brother and sister too, at one life. So like that's why I'm saying like there is a bond there, and like the fact that you still communicate only makes it stronger. Um, I'm going to pull some cards too. Yeah, I said, I said the bond makes it stronger, and this is the card that came out, the Lover's card. Flip right in my hand. Um, I'm hearing the word majestic, but I'm getting it in the sense of royalty. Like it's almost like it's a royal bond that you have. And it's part of your soul's contract. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's part of your soul's contract to make you both gain strength. It's like you strengthen each other. Strength is here. So it's like when you have it goes along with what I was saying earlier, where iron sharpens iron. It's like sometimes you can love somebody so strong, but you also know that even if we're not together, but we're a part of each other's lives, it helps us. Page of Swords just came out. Yeah. It's like you kind of sharpen each other's minds a bit. Um, I'm even going to ask this after having a conversation with him, do you get sparks of ideas that has nothing to do with the conversation? And for an example, like say y'all were talking about soup because it's getting cold outside, and that's the whole premise of your conversation. And then right before you go to sleep, you have this idea of, oh, well, what if I remodeled the house? It's something like that. Yeah. See, like that's what I'm saying. It's like you sharpen each other and it's like you get enlightened. And it's not only you do the same thing for him. And it's almost as if I'm also pick. I don't think that he's gonna be in prison long. Like I feel like there's gonna be it's gonna be a turn of events where he comes out sooner than later. That's I Four of Pentacles is here when I was stating that, and it was in reverse. When it's in reverse, so let me put it this way. It was in reverse. Spirit told me to make it upright. Coming out in reverse is that I don't have enough, so I'm going to keep it all to myself. But when you turn it upright, it means I have more than enough. I'm going to save wisely. So I don't know if you just recently talked about savings or saving something. It's like save it wisely, whether it's a conversation, whether it's an idea, save it wisely. Think wisely on the situation. It could be something pertaining, like we all have these people in our lives, and if they go off to prison, they'll say, "Hey, can you put something on my books?" It's, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't if that has been a request. Is do it wisely. Do it in a space where you don't get caught up and then nothing comes of it. It's like that. Now, I haven't flipped over this next card that flipped out. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Do it wisely. Do it protected. Because, and I'm going to say this, and this can go for everybody, right? We all have people that mean well, but due to circumstance and situations, it turns their it turns their nature into something else. And so they mean well, but I think I've said this before on this platform. It's like a baby snake, a baby poisonous snake. All they know is that, hey, I'm a baby. I want to explore the world. But they're poisonous. And so when they bite something, they don't realize the power of their poison. So when there's somebody that we love, we're like, oh well, I can do this for you because we have this genuine connection, and they talk well, they mean well, but their actions produce something else. Okay. So that's good. And I was just saying, like I said, like this is for anybody, everybody, right? But whatever happens, you're in a protected space. I'm gonna that comes out again, then I know it's meant for you. I'm also I yeah. Ten of Swords. There's a frustration that you're both leaving. Um I'm sorry, I'm trying to see if it's a ladybug that just flew in here. But either way, you're in this space where every time you get enlightened, Spirit asked me to revisit. Let me put the cards here. When you get enlightened, these ideas come, right? It's safe to move forward with them because you're protected. So even if it's like the last time I had a conversation with you, this came out. It's like you both hold each other's secrets or ideas to heart, and it's like y'all protected. So it's like you're each other's protected space too. And then you're coming into new ways of thinking about situations. That's why I said, like, I'm still picking up, like, I don't think he's gonna be there that long. It's like it's gonna be a shift of events. And it's like if you're the person to help pull him and push him in that direction, be that type of safe space for him. I'm still trying to figure out this book. It just flew again as I was talking. I'm really trying to figure out well, one, where it came from, and then two, what type it is. All right, I'm going to see if there's any more cards that come out. Ace of Pentacles. New wealth, new resources. So whatever these ideas are that the both of you spark up, I'm seeing that it's definitely going to be prosperous. It's something, like I said, like it's certain types of thinking that you do. It's like you find yourself walking away from that type of thinking. It's like you say, if you used to talk or think negative things, that now it's you think positive, you think more positively. And that's just an example, right? Because I don't know what the thought is. That's not being revealed to me. It's whatever things that come. Okay. Um, I'm sorry. The message I just got it's funny to me. It's, say again, you're talking about soup, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, maybe I should build a house. Normally you would think, that means now I got to go find land. I got to have money to buy the land. I got to buy the wood, the type of wood that I want. Then I got to find the furnishings that I want to have in this home. And it's like you go down the rabbit hole. Instead of you going down the rabbit hole, it's almost like, oh yeah, I could do that. Let's do that. I'm okay. Build a house. Let's do it. Let's go. It's that type of energy. That's why I say it's like you have this new type of thinking, but that new type of thinking is pushing you to become prosperous, because that's that part of you pushing your faith, and you're saying, it's that thing of, no matter what comes my way, this thing will happen. This thing has got to happen. This thing is going to get done. And when you have that type of attitude, you do draw in resources. And what was tonight's topic talking about? Working together. We don't know how we're going to push and pull each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just know that we're going to do it no matter the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm getting. Yeah.
Please let us know if that resonated. We saw you were commenting during the reading, so we know that it hit different. But let us know if that resonated, because B is always on point.
Yeah.
Always.
And for, oh, you are very welcome. For those that's on my other camera, the last thing that she said a few minutes ago is that it's so true. It's manifesting at its finest. And she said tremendously. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Always on point. That's right. I'm telling you.
Hey.
It's connected to higher realms. Like that consciousness be on its own consciousness. His consciousness got a consciousness.
Okay. The conscience
like,
of the conscience.
You know. Like, how you know that? You know? That's how you know that you're well connected, when you can read a complete stranger. Now,
excuse me.
Wow. God bless you. Pre
Thank
has
you.
been a faithful watcher. But for B to be able to pull cards on a situation he knows nothing about, that's nothing but talent. That's nothing but talent, and being able to be connected to your higher self, so well connected that you can read people without even being in front of them. Because if you notice, a lot of spiritualists, a lot of palm readers, a lot of people that read energy, you have to be in front of them. So for me to be hundreds of miles away from these, viewers, that's talent. So, and God bless you too, Priya, and thank you for asking your question. And thank you for asking your question early, because girl, you got to get in when you fit in. Because everybody is starting to find out that Ask B be on it. So we're glad that you asked your question early. So yes, he has many gifts. Reading people is just one of many, child. B has a multitude of gifts. Multitude of gifts.
And that's why I share my disclaimer at the beginning, because I'm like, I know this is cards and conversations, but sometimes there's been times when I've been asked not to pull cards, but to just have the conversation, and I get the download as I'm talking.
Exactly. So. And most people don't have that gift. That's what I want to reiterate. Most people have to either be in close contact with their client, or they have to get more information. B picks up information from the ethereal realms. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's going to hit different. And every time, I told y'all, I got to create a segment where I get all of the Ask B questions and the answers, and you see how accurate he is with different people, not just the same people. Like, he is accurate with different people, with complete strangers, people just logging on, just happen to see that we're live. Like, this is nothing that he hasn't been doing for years. Yeah. He does this. Okay. So,
one of my classmates came on live one night, and she messaged me the next day and was like, "Hey, I want you to give me a reading. Let's do it this weekend." She was, so I was like, okay. And now mind, and I just met her, but yeah.
We gotta start putting your information in the pin it in the comments, because people I know, they have hit me in the DM trying to figure out how to get in contact with you. But I make sure when I post the video that I tag you, because not everyone is tech savvy to where they know, okay, how do I find this person? I always tag B in every podcast segment. Usually I'll put it in my story as well on how you can get a hold of, one of us or whatnot. But I will be more intentional about doing that, because you guys have been hitting me up asking me. I know we have one person, T Visionary 007. I don't know if he's on or if he hasn't been on in a while, but he was trying to get in contact with you, and I gave him your information. So yeah, not everybody knows how to get in contact. So be that as it may, I will make sure that I tag you, or that I put you in the story as well as tagging you, because I tag you for every video, for every podcast you're tagged. That's off the rip. But I'll make sure moving forward, I'll be more intentional about putting you in the story as well, because people watch the story more so than they like the content. Isn't that crazy? You have hundreds of people looking at stories and maybe 20 to 30 people liking the content. But that's just how it goes. That's the way the story goes. And I am so sorry we did not get to your question. I think we had the Halloween special, so that's we didn't get to it. So thank you for waiting 14 days, to ask your question. What were you gonna say, B?
No, I was laughing because she was like, "I'm gonna get this question tonight. I've been holding this question." Like, baby, it was like the lady with the issue. Blood, honey, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I ain't even got to be all up in the front. I just need to touch the garment. Okay, I got what I needed. It's like I like the push through, for real. Like, yeah.
And Pre made sure she asked before we even announced we were gonna have an ask. That's what I like. Okay. Right. That's what I like about Pre. Always on top of her game. Okay.
She said just the him. She said, I just need the him. I don't need the whole robe. Just that little.
And again, guys, because we had multiple people asking to join the live. Again, just to reiterate, okay? Just to reiterate, shoot myself or be a DM letting us know what you want to contribute to the conversation, and we will get you on. But it has to be prior to us being live. We had 2 or 3 people wanting to come on the live. So please shoot us a DM, send us a message, comment, let us know what you'd like to contribute to the live, and we'll get you on. But we have to vet you before. it's too much going on now in the world. We can't just pull anybody on. So let us know prior to you coming on. And let's get into these closing remarks, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up. So we're entering a time where compassion is currency, my loves. Being conscientious is about moving with awareness, remembering that divinity expresses itself through how we treat one another. We cannot control what's happening in the world, but we can choose to be light in motion, to share, to uplift, and to hold space for others to breathe easier, okay? The highest vibration of respect is consciousness. The highest vibration of respect is consciousness itself, knowing that every act of kindness rewires the grid of the world. Every act of kindness rewires the grid of the world. Be kind. Be kind. And we thank you guys for joining us for yet another episode of Cards and Conversations. Just so you guys know, we do this every Tuesday, 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. We will see you guys next week, same time, same place. We will also tag how to get the fit, how to get the gear, so that we can all be in uniform next week. Okay? We'll tag that website as well, so you guys can get the fit. All right, so we can all be in unison. All right.
Yes,
we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe. Stay vigilant, and make sure you guys are being respectful to people out here. These are trying times, all right?
Yes.
Be respectful. Spread love. Spread love. Peace. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.